Hello, hi everybody. Sorry, I'm still a little hoarse from the retreat. I'm just a tad bit raspy. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure we're filming. I can't tell. Maybe. Are we? Maybe. I don't see it recording. Oh yeah, we are. Hello. Sorry, I had to move my phone. I'm on my little, my little half moon, little nail salon light. Hi guys. How are you? How is everybody out there? How are you? Please let me know how you are and what you've been up to. Let me know how you're doing. What's today? It is Wednesday for me. It's October 1st for me. I'm not sure if this is going to go out Wednesday for y'all or on Thursday, but either way, hello, happy October. We made it. Oh, what time is it? It's 11:23. I am off work today, so I wanted to get this WIP and chat out for y'all and hang out for a little bit. So grab something to eat, something to drink. I've already had my coffee, so now I'm going to switch to some fancy water. We've got some San Pellegrino. I do love the bubbles. I like the sparkling water. So let me take a little sip. Try not to swallow loud. So hi. Oh my gosh, I have so much to update you guys on. But again, welcome to this week's WIP and Chat. If you are new, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And if you've come back again and you're not new, hi, it's good to see you again. And I just wanted to welcome you to this week's WIP and Chat. WIP, W-I-P. It's not the whip type of whip. I mean, it could be. But in this particular video, we're going to be whipping here. And this is my work in progress, which is my cat fedora painting. Let me grab my sticker. I can show y'all. Here is the painting I'm working on. And we have been doing this painting this month for the Cat Fedora event, the Cat Fedora Paint Along. And this is Earth and Sky from Munimade. I'm on this square right here. Hopefully y'all can see that. It's the second to the last row. And I do have it upside down. So, and I'll pop up a picture here in the corner like I normally do. Let's see. I think I'm on this little blob right here of blue and kind of white and a little black. So I think I'm like right here is where I think I am. So, but thank you guys so much for those of you that have been participating in the Cat Fedora Paint Along. I hope you've had a good time. Unfortunately, it is officially over after this video. I know, so sad. But it was a 1 month long event. Y'all, I feel like I'm gonna go hoarse. I don't want to clear my throat too much. And then I've got my Frenchie beneath me, like gnawing on a bone, like really going at it. And it's kind of distracting. I know you can't hear it though, probably. Every time I say that, I listen to it back and y'all never hear anything. So she's probably, is she good? What's she hearing? I think she's making things up. But yes, this is for the Cat Fedora Along, the paint along. And yeah, in this video, I will be announcing the grand prize. I guess you call it the grand prize, our very last giveaway. I will be announcing the winner because I asked for a word last week. I asked for the word birthday because my birthday was last week. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a clip. Here it is. But this is actually a journal that Kat hand painted from her Etsy shop. So I'll have, of course, all these things linked down below. It's a beautiful journal. She hand painted the mermaid and the shell. So good luck to that person. They also get a tray that Munimade donated to us. I just thought she didn't even plan it, but I mean, come on, they like look perfect together. So I had to put those in together. And by the way, if you have reached out to me because you won a previous prize from either lives or other WIP and chats, I will get back to you if I haven't so far. I have shipped out some gifts and responded to some folks, but I know some I have not, and I've seen some messages come through. I just need to respond to those. So have no fear. I will get to it for sure. I won't leave you hanging. But thank you guys. Yeah, it's been so much fun. But let me just talk about, so we can get diamond painting. I am going to be working on my with my tray today, my Munimade tray that she did a collab with Kat. And by the way, I believe these are still, last time I checked, and had opened these back up for y'all to order. So grab those if you want one. It says Paint Along 2025 with the lighter purple. These are so cute. Of course, it's got the magnets, the lid, the stopper. So I'm going to be using that tray today. We do have a little something different. So I did go to the Lone Star retreat over the weekend, and we're going to talk a lot about that today. I always kind of struggle a little bit with like talking about friendships friendships in person that I've met through the community, people, things that we do, or, retreats. I don't want to ever make anybody, I don't know, not jealous, but just, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want to make everyone, oh, I wish I could have gone, or I wish I could have done that, and I'm like bragging or something. I don't want it to be like that. So, but we will be talking about it because I know some folks are curious, and it was a lot of fun, and a lot of the people that I was with. So yeah, I'll update you guys on that. But I did buy a pen when I was there, so I'm going to be using it today. I'm not really sure about this bit right here, but they did have a vendor fair, like a vendor time for a few hours. This pen is so pretty. It's an Ivy Dazzler, which I never had one before, so I'm trying it. I do have micro glue dots loaded in the single placer. That's just a really big gap right there. I mean, I can't screw it in anymore because my glue dots will come out. So I'm sure there's something I can do with it, but I am using a screw and tip. It's one of Munimade's, which, by the way, she does sell these tips, these metal tips, and they're really, really good. So yeah, so I'm using that. I'm using my putty that smells so good, Pure Bliss Wax, my little sweetie pie. It's cinnamon, vanilla, pumpkin. So yeah, I'm using that in my my multi-placer. And then, like I said, I'm using my micro glue dots, but I'm not sure about this pen yet. I used it last night. Last night was the first time I've diamond painted since I've been back for the retreat. So I'm not sure. I mean, my fingers kind of go right in there, so it's not, oh, sorry, I keep forgetting y'all are over on this side. Yeah, my fingers, but I don't know if that's comfy to be feeling that. So, and I'm sure, there's ways I can work with it. If y'all know, let me know. It's all new to me. So yeah, there's this. So I've got this pen from Ivy Dazzlers. And then I did get a new trinket tray from my friend Nancy Royston. I know a lot of y'all know her. She made this for me. It is absolutely gorgeous, and of course, October 1st, so I had to pull it out, have my fall tray, and she also made a little trash tray with it as well. So pretty. I'll be using those today. So of course, I have my ceramic cutter, my tweezers, and my favorite pen these days that I just am using all the time. This is from MT Inspirations. I'll have them linked down below too, okay? I like the little small ones these days. And then of course, my Crafting with Shay. We've got to have that in frame, right? If y'all can see all the things. It's hard because my phone is like kind of tucked under the little moonlight, so I can't really see exactly what you're saying, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, and then of course my Elizabeth Ward, all 87 colors of this little baby, but yeah, I'm getting there. I want to finish it, but I know I don't have to finish it right away because Lexi, my girl Lexi Sparkle Crafts, is actually, she is hosting an event that starts today. I believe it's October 1st. She said it was going to be in October. I haven't caught up on my videos, but she's doing a mushroom event. Her and Melanie Olson, Diamonds and Dogs. So, yeah, I'm going to get to painting. So if y'all are, I didn't even tell you guys, if you want to grab your diamond painting, grab it, or if you're driving or laying in bed or doing errands or chores or whatever you're doing, just hang out with me and we're just going to talk for a little bit. I'm going to update y'all on the retreat and all the happenings from the last week. But yeah, I'm going to start diamond painting now. But yes, Lexi's hosting. It's called Shroom Mates. So definitely go check that out. So she said that all the cat fedoras, because she wanted to, kind of, because if we didn't finish ours, she wanted you to be able to still continue to be able to working on it and, you know, still be participating in another event. So appreciate her doing that. And I know a lot of cats, it works because it's like woodland creatures, forest animal, you know, anything like that. And a lot of cats paintings. I don't know if an elephant is really a woodland creature, but she said I could do it. And I'm not doing it for prizes, of course. I just want to support my buddy. So actually I just scheduled our What to Do on Wednesday just a few minutes ago. Hope she's going to be there tonight. I know it's super last minute. So I just sent that notification out. So hopefully y'all can either join us or you did join us. I think I'm going to put this out today. I think I am. Because let's see, when did we talk last? I left for the retreat on, oh yeah, it was last Wednesday. So it has been a week. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. It's weird. I just went to do something. So I'm trying something new, you guys. And I was just going to put it out there. I don't talk about it normally, but I have different tics and things that I noticed that I do. I was actually talking to Melanie during the retreat. And my daughter actually noticed it the other day. She's like, Mom, why do you always do that? And she showed me what I do. And I'm like, oh, I'm just kind of fixing my rings. And I decided, and I was telling Melanie about that. And I was like, yeah, I noticed when I was watching my WIP and Chat, my last one, I was editing the video. I noticed that I do kind of fix my rings a lot and like twist my fingers. And like, it's like a thing I fidget with all the time, my rings. And she goes, well, just take them off for the video. So you guys, I don't have my wedding ring, or I had like no jewelry on today except for my watch. And I just went to do this, even though there's nothing there. Isn't that weird? Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Oh, my finger looks so weird where I cut it. Sometimes I can see where it's misshapen. Anyways. Okay, so back on track, y'all. Back on track. All right, let's talk about the last week. All right, so when we left off, I mean, we're going to like get back to exactly pretty much where we left off, because when I did my last WIP and Chat, I think it was Wednesday afternoon. And then Wednesday night, I met up with some folks in the community for a dinner before the retreat. Some of them were going to the retreat and some were not. So it was really, really fun. Cheryl Gerhards, who, you know, you probably know from TMA, DP with Sparklers, you know, she helps her out. She was in town for the retreat, and we met her and Sylvia, Scrapping Sylvia. She has a YouTube channel. And who else? We met Melinda Hands, who was going to the retreat. Sylvia, unfortunately, did not get into the retreat yet, so she was not going to be joining us. So that was a bummer. We hope she can go next year. And then Joe Atwood, and Joe was going to the retreat. So yeah, we all went and met at Cheesecake Factory at the mall near where I live. So it wasn't a very far drive. I had to take Lou to drop her off at something first, and then I was the last one there. But I got there. We had so much fun catching up. And it was, I had met Cheryl before at other retreats, but the other ladies had never met Cheryl and she'd never met them. So it was really fun to see, you know, people meeting each other for the first time and seeing that happen. It was really cool. And then we had dinner, and then we got cheesecake, and then we had to get home and like finish packing because we were leaving the next day. So on Thursday, woke up, it was my birthday. So I'm officially 51 now. Yep. I feel it too. I'm feeling a little older now, but 51. So woke up, normal day, you know, had to get, you know, my daughter off to school, got Lou off. No one really said anything to me because my husband was out of town. We had already celebrated my birthday. So that's one thing about these. I noticed that I have to keep kind of, man, he's really snoring. I don't know if y'all can hear him, but I really want this thing to be tighter, but then my big ball of, we're just going to go crazy here. I am just going to see if I can like, plus I put lotion on my hands like I always do. I'm going to go ahead. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing, but it's like this big bubble, right? It's like mushing out the glue dots. I probably should have figured all this out. I might switch to my other pen, but we'll see. I wanted to give this a shot, but I'm just not sure about it yet. All right, I got a big old glob, which by the way, it took a ton of glue dots to get this thing loaded up. And Joe got one too. And we both were like just trying to figure out how to make this guy work. So Yes. So I finally told him it was my birthday. I told Lou, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No, you're good." So she went and told Ryan, and he had already said good morning to me and wanted to say goodbye to me before I left. And he came back down. He's like, "Lou told me it's your birthday," and I'm like, "It's okay." He's like, "I'm so sorry I didn't say anything." It's like, it's all good. So I got her off to school. My original plan was to, oh, I know what I was going to say. So what was it, Wednesday? Yeah, the day before the retreat, I got my hair done. Yep, got my roots touched up. Want to added a little bit of a darker shade into it. So got my fall kind of color on. So got the grays covered up. Had to look good for the retreat. So then, yeah, so drop her off at school. Like I said, my original plan was to go straight to Joe's house and pick her up right after I dropped Lou off at school. But of course, I wasn't quite packed up yet. I had so much stuff in my car. And I don't have an SUV, but the seats laid down, and you know, there's little pockets here and there of like little storage. But I made it work. But I took orders for Munimade, and I was delivering them to the retreat. Plus I had some past the stash. I had some, you know, stuff I wanted to, you know, give away for free. So yeah, I had like a bunch of stuff. I was like, oh, I'll come back with less. Not really. So, and then, so I get home, shower, pack up the rest of my bag, and get on the road. Joe's about like 30 minutes from my house. So picked her up. I need my next color. Where are you? Where are you? I've been looking at this painting for a month, and you would think I would know because I put the colors back in the same spot every time. But I still have to hunt for them. I mean, there is 87, but still, I should know where they are by now. Does that ever happen to anybody else? So then, so I get to Joe's, and we get on the road about 9:30, I guess. So we've got about a 4-hour drive to New Braunfels, which is where the retreat was going to be at. And it was so cool. It was at a tennis ranch where kids go and like do tennis and stuff. So it was, I'd never been there before. I've never been to New Braunfels. So I picked up Joe and got her all loaded up, got to meet her husband and see her pups and her kitty. She's got the most beautiful cats, y'all. They're ragdoll cats. I'd never heard of a ragdoll cat, but they had these beautiful blue eyes. I'm not a huge cat person, but these cats just did it. I was like, oh my, their faces were so cute and like chubby, like little chubby cheeks. I don't know, they were just adorable, and they were so soft. So I got to hang out at Joe's for a few minutes because I'd never been at Joe's house before. And then we hopped in the car and headed towards Austin, because what we were going to do is we were going to have lunch with my mother-in-law and my husband, because my husband was in Austin for the week for work, like he usually is. And then we were going to be going through there. So we got there. Oh, I know what it was, about 30 minutes before. That's what it was, about 30 minutes before we were going to be heading to my mother-in-law's house. My husband called me, and he said that and I told y'all before that my father-in-law was struggling, and he had been in the hospital in the ICU. He's got esophageal cancer. And he had been at home, and he seemed like he was doing okay. But then, unfortunately, he had to be taken to the hospital. And it had just happened right before we were about to be there. So my husband's like, hey, they just took him in an ambulance, meet us at the hospital. And I was like, done, So told Joe, I'm like, change of plans. She's like, no, yeah, let's, obviously, so we changed locations, the GPS. So we went to the hospital and saw my husband there and talked to him for a little bit. And my father-in-law was stable and he was comfortable. And at that point, they really didn't know. I mean, this is the 5th or 6th time actually he's had to go by ambulance to the hospital since he's been sick. And that's in like just the last 6 months, I want to say. So it's been a lot. And my poor mother-in-law came out, and she was just so sweet and so like, not even like, she's like, oh, I'm like, are you okay? She's like, and she was more worried about, me and my birthday. Sorry, you had to come here on your birthday. I'm like, no. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. She's like, I've gotten used to this, and I just, we do what we got to do. And just, she goes, I can't freak out every time. And I was like, I get it. So she's just amazing. And so we sat there for a little bit in the waiting room of the emergency room, and after she went back, she still was waiting to talk to the doctor to figure out what the next steps were going to be, but he wasn't going anywhere and he was comfortable. So she said there was really nothing else for her to do at that point. And so she said, let's go ahead and go to lunch still. And I was like, are you sure? So we still went to lunch. We had a really nice lunch. We went to somewhere I'd never been before. It's like historic, yeah, in Georgetown. So it was really, really cute. We had lunch there, and had a Bloody Mary. It was my mother-in-law ordered one, and I was like, don't mind if I do. So got one of those. It was really good. Had a really nice lunch. Got to see my husband, talk to everybody. Then we went back to my mother-in-law's house, and she makes wreaths. So yeah, she gave Joe a wreath, a fall wreath, and she gave me one. So I need to hang it on my door today. So yeah, and then I let her look at my stash, because y'all know she's a diamond painter too. So I let her peruse my stash in the trunk before I took it to the retreat, and she grabbed a few things. And then Joe and I went in, and I wanted Joe to see her craft room and see her paintings. So yeah, it was really nice. So yeah, said goodbye to everybody, and then we were on the road, because the retreat, let's see, the hotel, you could check in at 3, and then the retreat room, the craft room was going to open up at 5. Well, when it was all said and done, we did not end up getting to the retreat until 5:36. It was like dinner was being served, had just started being served. So we got there just in time for dinner. So it was kind of crazy, but we got all of our stuff in our room. The rooms were so nice. They actually weren't rooms. They were like an apartment is what it felt, is what it was essentially, like a little condo. There was 4 of us in the room. So you walk into the hotel room, and which by the way, for my Patreons and YouTube members, I took a video and vlogged all this stuff for y'all. So I did a little room tour. So yeah, so if y'all want to go check that out. And if y'all want to join, I'm not trying to, tease you and be like, oh, you can't see it. But yeah, if you want to come see some behind the scenes, that's basically what I do over there. Yeah, I do behind the scenes content. So, and there's different tiers. So I'll have the information's always linked down below if you want to go check it out. I really do appreciate the support. And of course, everything goes back to the channel. So yeah, it really does help. And so, yeah, you go walk in, and there's a huge living room, a fireplace, and then there's one room to your right, and there's 2 beds with a bathroom inside that room. And then there's, like I said, a huge living room. There's a full-size kitchen with a washer and dryer and a full-size fridge. I mean, everything you need. There's a bar stools, and then you go back, and there's another room with 2 more beds and a bathroom in it. So, I mean, they had a coffee maker. It was just like set up. It was so nice. So Joe and I got one of the rooms, and we slept in the one right by the door when you first walked in. Her and I stayed in that one. And then Melinda and Asia, well, Asia is her YouTube name. It's Andrea is her real name. I'd never met her before. She was so sweet. I wish I had an opportunity to chat with her more. Unfortunately, we didn't really ever stay in the, you're never really in the room. So, and then in the craft room, we had assigned tables. I mean, you were allowed to move around, but we kind of had all our stuff, set up at your spot and at your table. But Andrea was on the other side of the room, and so I didn't get a chance to really talk to her much. But she was so sweet. Oh yeah, let me grab it. I have a few things here. It's a lot to show you guys, so I kind of almost need to do like a separate video, or maybe I'll show my Patreons, but I was going to show you guys. Andrea was so sweet. She's like, I know you like mermaids, and look at this. It's handmade. It says Consuelo. It is a marker. It's like a Sharpie, I guess, but yes, it's like almost like a paper mache is what it feels like. But this meant so much to me. She gave this to me on my birthday. So Andrea, if you're watching, thank you again. This was so kind of you. A handmade gift like this, I will treasure forever. So it's going in my coffee cup with all my fun, novelty pins that people have given me. So thank you again for that. But yeah, so we got, we threw our stuff in our room real quick, and then we needed to get down and grab our stuff and eat dinner. And that's when it kind of kicked off. I will tell you, this was my first time to go to the Lone Star Retreat. Now, Marissa, the crafty heifer, and her team, the committee, I cannot say enough about the planning, the organization, the whole thing. It was, let's just say I've already signed up and already paid my deposit for next year. That's how amazing it was. I knew it would be. I've been to Marissa's other retreats, Marissa also hosts the Red Boot Retreat in Hillsboro, the No Frills, in February. So those are pretty much going to be my go-tos, I think, for the next, I think if I go to those two, because you got one in February, one in September, they're both in Texas. I can drive to both of them. So if you ever want to come hang out with me or meet me, that might be a good place for you, because I think that's where I'm going to try to be if I can always get in. You know, I know things happen, but that's kind of my plan from now on, to try to go to those two retreats, because they are just, I can't say enough about the planning and just everything they did. Now, I'm not saying the other retreats are bad. I haven't been to all the retreats. So, but I've been to hers and they're just top notch, and just so much effort, so much work, so much thought. I mean, I could go on and on and on about it. It's just, it was so fun. It was Golden Girls themed. And so I walk in the craft room to go to our table, and everybody was pretty much there except for us. And they were so sweet because it was my birthday. They had put out a happy birthday, like tablecloth, and folded it, had a mermaid on it. And they kind of had it like where my spot was, and I had a balloon. So it was so sweet. And then later on, when they were doing announcements, they had a slideshow kind of that they were putting up on the wall. And they had a slide for me, and they said, "Happy birthday, Shay." And it had balloons and a picture of me. And I stood up. They were just, I felt so, what a way to spend your birthday is all I can say. I felt so loved, and it was one of the best birthdays. Yeah. I just got chills thinking about it. Yeah. Just one of the best. It was just really, really special. So it's one for the books. I'll tell you what, memories were made. Oh, I got to back up though. I've got to back up. And Joe, if you're listening, you know, here's what got me. All right. Joe and I pull up to this tennis ranch, this retreat center, you know, it's beautiful from the outside. And we were told to go in the main room, the main lodge area, because you have all the little separate, you know, rooms and everything, little cabins or apartments. But yeah, go and check in that room. So I park, we go in. And when you go into the main room where the registration desk is, okay, no one said they had this. So, but I guess maybe it's not a big deal to some, but Joe and I thought it was pretty stinking amazing. Pretty damn cool, if you ask me. We walk in, and the very first thing Joe and I see, and we both look at each other and go, huh? A bar, a fully stocked bar with a bartender standing there, ready to serve drinks. And I'm like, excuse me? Y'all know, if you know me, you know, I do like my wine. I do like my cocktails. I do like to drink. So, ma'ams, why, I mean, did I miss this on a Zoom call? Again, I know it shouldn't be a big selling point. Shouldn't probably be a big deal, but I'm like, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So Joe and I are like, is that for us? Are we allowed to? And there was a couple guys at the bar having drinks and eating their dinner. And we were just like, what is going on? So it was my birthday, right? So after we get set up, we go to the bar and we're like, Tito's and soda, which is like my favorite vodka. It's, you know, it's a Texas one. So he made it, and Joe, we had drink. And now Joe's birthday was the next day, by the way. It was a whole thing. Now, I had brought some stuff for Joe. I brought her a birthday sash because I had one. I had a birthday headband. I had a cover on my chair. We did all of the same things for Joe. I got her own, and I surprised her at midnight that night. So I was passing the birthday torch onto Joe because it was her turn. So it was just a fun-filled, yeah. And oh, by the way, the bartender, you could take your drinks that you got to the craft room, and at one point he would come in all the time and be like, hey, anybody need anything? Yeah, he was taking drink orders. He would make your drink and bring it to your crafting place. So I've decided, if I ever, which I'm not going to, I know you're never supposed to say never, but I don't think that's ever going to happen again. But if there was any possibility that I would ever host another retreat again, that would have to be the venue. The venue was spectacular. And it's not just because about the bar. Everything was awesome. But that was just icing on the cake. I was like, are you kidding me? And then, so yeah, he would bring you. So I opened a tab. Of course I did, right? On the very first night, because I bought Joe some drinks. She tried to buy me drinks for my birthday, and I'm like, nope. But then she ended up buying me a drink the next night when it was her birthday. So anyways, he made an awesome margarita. He had a like $5 special on margaritas. He could make a spicy one with jalapenos. So Joe and I got a couple of those. She got some Cosmos, some Cosmopolitans on her birthday. But it was amazing because the very last night, I was like, hey, his name was Mr. Yo. I'm like, Mr. Yo, I need to tab out. Can I? Because I had gone out there once and he wasn't at the bar because I was going to try to tab out our last night. He goes, I'll bring it to you. He brings the thing for me to sign. I mean, just service, y'all. Talk about service. That just blew me away. Never have I ever experienced that at a retreat. It was just crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah. So the first night was fun, just getting all settled in, you know. Of course, they did door prizes, which, you know, got to win some fun things. And then they had the vendor fair. The food was always really good. They had breakfast from like 8 to 9 every morning. And I am gluten-free now, so I have been since March. And they did also, again, such an amazing job, you know, making sure that we had the gluten-free option. So again, thank you to the committee. Thank you to Marissa for making sure that, you know, the folks that did have some, you know, food allergies and whatever, and yeah, were able to eat and yeah, so I was good. I was totally good. Met some new people. Met another friend that's, you know, that's also gluten-free. So we bonded over that. And I met some other new diamond painters that I did not know. 2 of which are going to be hosting a retreat. So, and they live in Chicago area. It was just really, really fun to meet, you know, spend time with friends that I missed and that I had already met, or friends that I knew but hadn't really spent a lot of time with like that. Like Joe. I mean, Joe and I have gone to lunch many times, but I mean, we really got to know each other. Joe's probably like, I've had enough of you. Yeah, poor Joe. Joe and I we did spend a lot of time together, but it was awesome. Yeah, she puts up with me. So, but we had a blast, y'all. We just had a blast. Of course, many, many, many shenanigans were had, you know, as to be expected. Joe said to me, yeah, I think our table was the loudest. I'm like, you think? I mean, we had some, I knew it was going to be. So here we go. I got to meet Rich. Speaking of diamonds, I got to meet Sir Rich for the first time. That guy, I totally fell in love with. I was already in love with him, but it's like even more so now because he gave me, when I first walked in the room and he saw me, he jumped up and he came around and he hugged me and he gave me the biggest bear hug and he went to lift me up and I think he might have even lifted me off the ground. So yeah, I mean, amazing hug. So like, he, you know, so happy to see me kind of hug. It just made me feel, and of course he made me cry, you know, the next day. So, but yes, he smelled good. I was like, oh yeah, you smell? And I was just like all about Rich. So I got lots of Rich hugs. And then of course, Melanie, Diamonds and Dogs, we have met several times and I got to sit next to her and Rich are just like peas and carrots, Nancy said. They're hilarious together. We laughed. And laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and maybe peed a little. We laughed so much. It was just so fun. And then of course we had Nancy with us. We had Cheryl. We had Berta. We had Melinda. It was a crazy table. I mean, you name it. We just had I got to meet Leanne, Diamonds and Doxies. I don't want to forget anybody, but I got to meet people that I'd never met before. It was just, gosh, y'all, just awesome people that were creators, people that weren't creators, just, you know, just anybody, everybody, and really tried to go around the room and talk to a lot of people, you know, as best as I could. Sometimes I'm kind of not the best at that, but I tried. So yeah, on Saturday night, I also did my monthly Patreon, YouTube members we do a Google Meet once a month for the top 2 tiers. So we did that from outside. The weather was just gorgeous. We ate some of our meals outside. It was really, really pretty. There was like lots of trees. It was just, it's beautiful in that part of Texas. So yeah, we did the Google Meet. And of course, you know, we had a lot of people in person there that are normally just, you know, on the screen. So yeah, it's pretty amazing, y'all. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I didn't take notes. I'm just blabbing, but I just wanted to update you guys and just, so I was going to tell you guys, speaking of the retreat, if you are interested in going to a retreat, I was going to give you the 411 on that. So right now, currently, the Lone Star retreat for next year the registration is open for the people that just went for the current, you know, they leave it open for us and kind of give us, you know, like not first dibs, but if we want to return, they give us like a week to sign up, right? And so I already did that. It signed up, put my deposit in. But I want to let y'all know the registration opens to the public October 4th. So put it on your calendars, mark it down, because I definitely would love to see you or see you again if, you know, yeah. So get on that if you can make it happen. It's going to be, like I said, it's in Texas. It's near Austin. It's in New Braunfels, and it's September 24th through the 27th. I believe were the dates for 2026. So yes, get on it. Look for Lone Star Retreat information, but that's when it's going to start. I was going to show you guys. I kind of looked over, like I said, I got so much stuff. They totally overdid it. Oh my gosh, I got to see deer. The moo-moos and margaritas. Forgot about that. I thought I was done. I'm not done. All right, so if you want to look up for a second, okay, so the theme was Golden Girls. I think I may have told y'all that before. We had to do a quiz several months ago. Once we got in to kind of let them, we took a quiz, and everybody got a different Golden Girl, right, for the personality, how they answered the quiz. I am Betty White, okay? And then, of course, we got numbers, because for the door prizes, they would do the wheel, and that would be our number. Everybody got, and mine's kind of crooked, but I put it on myself, of course. But everybody got these little, you know, little badges. There's alumni, first time. So I got my first time attendee. But they also gave us these little lights. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, little lights attached to our lanyards, because it was dark and there's trees, and you kind of have to walk from the craft room outside to your little, you know, apartment building. It's kind of dark. I saw deer. I saw many, many, many deer. Well, I saw deer twice, but I was like, oh. Now, the first night, I about scared Melinda and Joe. I about gave them a heart attack. I felt so bad. I think, it was our first night. The three of us were walking back to their room to go to bed. It was about midnight, and it's dark, right? There's not any lights out there, really. And then I look up, and I see a deer in the distance, just a big deer. I saw like 3 or 4, like many, like I said, all together, a bunch of them just chilling. And I'm not used to seeing things like that. I live in the city, right? I'm in the burbs. I don't see deer. So for me, it's a huge deal. So I was like, oh, and I made that sound like that. And oh my God, the two of them grabbed my arm, like, what? And they just got so scared. I'm like, oh my gosh, a deer. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to react like that. And they were like, what? And I pointed ahead, and they were like, oh, wow. And then Melinda spoiled the moment by like saying, you know, of course I'm kidding, but she was like, oh, those things are so bad, they ruin things. And she started ranting and raving about how naughty they are and about how they're little pests, you know. And I was like, what? You're ruining my magical moment. I never see deer. I want to believe that they're like these like unicorns, you know, and they're just like so sweet and don't ruin things and don't eat things and don't, you know, yeah. So yes, saw the deer a couple times, got lots of video, lots of pictures. So again, my folks will see all the behind the scenes stuff. Very cool. It's just, oh, okay. So let's talk about margaritas and moo-moos, or moo-moos and margaritas. That was going to be one of the nights. Friday night, maybe Saturday night. But anyways, yeah, I was thinking it was Friday night. So I didn't have a moo-moo. Okay. So I decided to wear like a bathing suit cover up, and it worked. I had my bathing suit cover up on, but everybody looked so cute. Rich blew it out of the park. He wore something moo-moo adjacent is how he described it, which is like perfect. He had a jacket over it. So all of a sudden he just like rips his hoodie off, and he's got this sparkly blue shirt on. It was just so magical. And the way he tossed his jacket, I've got some video and pictures of that goodness. Oh my gosh, y'all. And so, I'm not really a margarita drinker. I know, I like my wine, right? So I went out there, got a group picture with everybody, kind of stood in the back but the moo-moos were amazing. Everybody most people really came with like the moo-moos. It was so funny to see all the ladies walking around. Oh, they also had like Golden Girl trivia kind of going up on the whole time for anybody to like, you know, do that. I didn't really know anything. The only question I knew was where they lived. And that's only because somebody had told me Florida, like early on. about something. So I was like, oh, but that's really all I knew. But it was, oh, it's 12 o'clock on Wednesday. Yes, it is. I can hear the, they always do a test of our emergency sirens, and, you know, for, you know, tornadoes and all that. So yeah, every Wednesday at noon, you'll hear them go off. It's kind of startling at first, but then you realize the time and the date. You're like, okay, we're all right. We're all right. Plus, it's nice and sunny out. But, I mean, the food, the people, again, I feel like I'm missing things. I just feel like there was more, but just a grand old time. So again, if you can swing it, if you can make it happen, really try to get on that wait list and sign up if it goes to a wait list, because it's pretty magical, y'all. Yep. So, because I know when I first joined the community, I didn't really understand, like, I felt like there wasn't a lot of good information, or like it was hard to find information on retreats, and I felt like you had to know somebody and it had to be like an, you know, who you know and all that stuff. No, it's, and I'm not the one, but I'm one of the folks that thought, that kind of had talked about, let's put it that way, had talked about doing the Facebook group for diamond painting retreats, because we kind of needed one central location. Because, you know, once I started going to my first one and second one, people started asking me, well, how do I get more information on the one you just went to? And it was like really hard to find. So, you know, I'm glad that we have that, you know, resource there. So by the way, there is that Facebook group for diamond painting retreats. So go check it out. I'll try to remember to link it down below. Oh no, I just did a boo-boo. I just poured my special drills into my regular drills. Oh man, but there's not many, so I'll pick those out later. I'm talking, y'all. All right, I finished a square. Well, I finished the rest of that square. What else? Oh my gosh, y'all, the bags. Okay, again, I know, and I'm really zoomed in, but I don't, maybe if I zoom out just a little bit, but I know this is supposed to be a WIP and chat, but I kind of want to show y'all some things. But, so they gave us these boxes. See, I'm going to try to, yeah. So everybody got these boxes on their spot and had like your name on it. And inside, I mean, they just loaded us up with so many goodies. I mean, you name it. We got a fan. In Florida, who can tell a hot flash from a weather front? It's a little fan in a bag. They gave us like eye mask, and it's all like the different characters. It says, go to sleep, sweetheart, pray for brains. And you got a sleepy time. Oh, wait a second. This is nicer than I thought. I thought it was just a sleep mask. This is like, hold up. It says music. Oh, this is cool. Bluetooth earphone. Y'all, I did not even know this was a built-in wireless headphones for your music and calls. Ooh, wow. I thought it was just a little sleep mask. All right. Again, totally spoiled us. Thank you for being a friend. This beautiful, I mean, they just, and the swag bags. I mean, the swag bags were just so much. There's these beautiful, I can't really show you very much, but there's these beautiful like bags, like a tote bag with the green leaves on it. And just, it was loaded with stuff, just loaded with things. And everybody just, yeah, I felt totally spoiled and just, you know, yeah. Totally spoiled. I really want to show you guys, but if I zoom out anymore, I think I'm going to be, and I'm afraid stuff's going to fall out. But if you want to look up, I'm going to show you the bag. Isn't that cute? I know y'all are like, Shay, we can't see, it's too close. But it's like the bag with the pockets, and it's just got so many goodies. Oh my gosh. I mean, so many goodies from so many vendors. I mean, we got Simply Gilded washi tape. Yeah, everybody got Simply Gilded washi tape. So cute. They just totally spoiled us. And they were saying that this was going to be a lighter box than we've gotten in the past. And I'm like, geez. We got a tray from Firefly. Stay Golden. I mean, everything was on theme. It's got, yeah, just many goodies. I have not had time to go through everything, but it's a lot. It's a lot of goodies, and I'm very excited about it. Oh, they even gave us a cat-proof tray, which I've never had one before. Different size cat-proof trays were in our box. So I got this little bitty one, which I really like this one. So I finally have a cat-proof tray. So yeah, it was just, oh, so fun. So I'm glad I got to show you guys. Oh, one more thing. I know, I keep thinking I'm done, and I'm like, wait, this is what happens when I don't take notes. But at least I'm not forgetting. All right, we did something called, it was optional, but you could do something called a blessing box. It was so fun. I'm definitely going to do it again next year. I'm glad I did it. So it was kind of like a white elephant, like gift exchange thing. And the dollar amount was $30. And there was 3 different categories. And you had to wrap each gift individually and then have it like in one box or bag wrapped. So the first category was, and if I already told you all this, I apologize. I think I may have told you last week, but the first thing was, one of them was something gold, of course, right? And the other one was something homemade or handmade. And then the last thing was something you can use at the beach. So the ones, what I ended up doing was, and it's all my husband, I got to give him credit. He is such a great gift giver. I was struggling with what to get, and he gave me all these ideas. So the first, what I did for something gold, I did a box of Ferrero Rocher chocolates, and I wrapped those. And then something for the beach. At work, at the toy store, we actually sell those dry bags to put your phone in that seal, that have a rope around it. So I was able to get one of those for the beach item. And then, and the person that got it, it was perfect because she actually said that they were about to go on a beach trip. And I was like, yes. So it was just perfect. They're going to go snorkeling, I think is what she said. So, and then the third item was something homemade or handmade. And that's what I was really struggling with. I was like, I don't really know. I don't really do any handmade or home, except for like diamond painting stuff. My husband's like, I know. Why don't you give them one of your diamond paintings that's completed? And I was like, okay. He goes, sign the back of it, kind of like as a joke, right? So I did. And then he's like, get like a gift card, like an Amazon gift card or something, and put it on the back. So I did. And then in addition to that, I got, I had some of those magnetic frames, and I had one that fit the painting that I ended up giving my person the owl fashionista. It's so cute because not everybody's a diamond painter. Some people are like cross stitchers, knitters, crocheters, different things, quilters. So I thought it would be fun to kind of, it kind of gave me the look of like a cute little bird that was, doing something fancy like that, and kind of had a cute hat on and a big ribbon. So, and then like I said, I was able to do all that, and get this. So it was so fun. The way that they did it was, Marissa had a dice, a big dice, and on the dice it says, and we each got to roll. It's like, okay, everybody, move your gift, pass your gift to the person on the left. And so we'd all move it to the left. So, and so things just kept moving. And it went on for a while, and it was really fun because you would like one that you got where we weren't opening things yet. Well, some got opened if it told you to open it. So some people knew what the gifts were if they were told to open from the dice or asked to open, because one of them was have one person open their gifts. And so then you kind of knew what you wanted if you got a swap one. So, so at the very, very end, I had my own gift again after all that moving around. And so Marissa's like, cause she wasn't playing with us. She was like the referee, right? She was like facilitating it. And she was like, so, everybody, go ahead. Okay, we're going to stop. That's the end of the game. Everybody go ahead. And then I looked, and Bonnie and I looked, and Bonnie and I are like, we have our own gifts. And she goes, okay, y'all swap. I got the most beautiful handmade items from Bonnie. I mean, all items, it's just handmade with other, things that match the category. I got sunglasses. I got a handmade sunglass holder. I got a water bottle with I believe it's crochet. I don't do it, so don't get mad at me. But just handmade bag to hold, with a strap to hold the water bottle. I got this beautiful bag that was home. It's just, the whole thing was just, I was like, oh my gosh. And she loved the diamond painting and all the things. So it was so fun, you guys. It was a lot of fun. So I would definitely do that again next year. I'm glad. I was kind of on the fence. I was like, oh, I don't really know what this thing is about, but it was fun. It was really, really fun. So yeah, I mean, it was just, I liked that it had activities kind of sprinkled throughout, but also, and you could do what you wanted. Oh, they also had classes. There's more. I had signed up for 2 classes originally, but when it was time for the classes, they had one class one day, and they had a Mod Podge, I believe. Well, I didn't go to either class because, I was kind of having so much fun at my table and didn't really want to stop to go do something else. But, you have the option, or if you didn't sign up, you could go. but at least, you know, they kind of had an idea of how many people. The other one was how to do a granny square. Yeah. So I was like, no, I'm good. So I kind of, yeah, but you can choose. So again, everything was like spaced out just right where you could do it if you wanted to. Not, you can just, you know, go back to your room if you wanted to. So yeah, it was just, yeah. But so I got home. Let's see. So we had to leave. We had to be out of the room Sunday at 10. So we packed up our stuff, and I was okay, so I brought Joe and I there with our stuff. But on the way home, I was bringing back Joe, myself, and Melinda. You should have seen the Tetris that was going on. Oh my gosh. I had a wagon, and so that and all of our stuff. Yeah, I did come back with some diamond paintings. I did. I got one off the stash table. I got Davy Jones' Locker by Sarah Richter. It's kind of a darker mermaid one. I've looked at it many times, and I don't have anything like that, so I got that one. And then Melinda was so sweet, that little stinker. She bought a diamond painting from Kara, and I was asking her what it looked like, and she was it was a mermaid, and it was from the one with the diamond art. And I was oohing and awing over it. And she's like, "You want it?" I'm like, "No, it's yours." Well, y'all, I found it at my chair. I'm like, "Melinda." So she gave me that. And then Mel had brought me 2 diamond paintings, one for my birthday. I got a Hannah Lynn, the leprechaun girl one. Love that because I am Irish. So I got that one. And then I forgot when we did Crafter's Paradise earlier in the year, during the DAC release, I did buy a painting, and she added it to her order because I was just going to get one. And so to get free shipping, she's like, "I'll bring it to you later." I was like, and I forgot I'd bought it. It's a Erica the Goober. It's got a mermaid and like, I think a seal. Super cute. So I brought back some diamond paintings. I did. But I got rid of the ones I brought. So that was good. So trying to pack up the car was just crazy, but we got it all to fit. Barely, but we made it all work. And then on the way home, we were going to stop and have lunch with my mother-in-law. My husband was already back home here with the kids and everything. So we stopped and went to her house, and Melinda got to meet my mother-in-law for the first time, and they got to meet each other, and we got to go to lunch. We went to a place called P. Terry's. It's kind of like In-N-Out, but we don't have them in Dallas. So, and they have like really good lemonade. Their fries are really good. If you know the place, tell me if you've been there. But yeah, I went to P. Terry's, had lunch with her. She drove us there because my car was packed. She couldn't fit in my car. So we're like, yeah, we're going to take you to lunch, but can you drive? She's like, sure. So we hopped in my mother-in-law's car, and yeah, we had a really nice visit with her. And then after that, we headed home, and then we dropped off Joe first, and then Melinda. And of course, I got to go in and say hello to all the pups and the husbands and help everybody unload. And then I finally got home myself at like 6:30 on Sunday night. I was tired, y'all. I was real tired. Yeah, I was. Thank God I had off Monday. Monday was like, grocery store, laundry, dish, all the things, right? From being gone. And then I worked yesterday all day, open to close. So it was a long day. Yeah. And then I'm off today. So I was like, okay, I'm starting to get back. So again, if I haven't gotten back to you on anything, I will. And but another thing I wanted to say to everybody, I got the sweetest, I got so many birthday wishes from you guys on my birthday on Thursday, but I was either driving or at the retreat, and I didn't have a chance to, I didn't want you to think that I didn't care, that I didn't, but y'all know how I am. So I don't even know why I'm saying this, but I did have a real excuse this time. Now, if y'all don't know me very well, I have a reputation. Oh, it's not a reputation. It's real. And I'm glad we all know it. I mean, yeah, I'm not the best at responding back to folks. Calling, messaging, I'm just not good at it. Yeah. And so, yep. But I had a good excuse this time. So, oh my gosh, when we were at the retreat, Nancy tells me that she got a text message from my mother-in-law. And I was like, what? I'm like, she hasn't messaged me. Well, Nancy met my mother-in-law at another retreat at the first Crafter's Paradise, and they've kept in contact. Nancy even went over there recently, drove to my mother-in-law's house, and they hung out and diamond painted for a few hours. So So sweet. I love how they love on Holly because she is the best. And she's like adopted all of them. She has many, many daughter-in-laws. So I told Nancy, I'm like, oh, I'm going to say something to her about her not messaging me. So I did. When we saw her on Sunday, when we were at lunch, I'm like, hey, what's up with you messaging Nancy, not me? You know what she said? It was a total burn, and I deserved it. I loved it, though. She goes, because she'll actually message me back. I was like, oh, that's true. Well, I mean, at least you know. I'm like, is that why you hadn't messaged me? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So I can't get my feelings hurt because, you know, if you know, you know. Yeah, so. But yes, I just want to say thank you. If you did wish me happy birthday, I do appreciate it. And I did see the messages. It was just crazy, but fun. Just, you know, just a lot. So, oh my God, the dogs are snoring. So I think this is going to be it. I know I say that and watch. I'm going to be like, but, I forgot about something else. So yeah, I worked. What else is going on? Things are coming up. Oh, we're going to do the live tonight. And then, how are the kids? The kids are good. The dogs are good. I took Ollie. Oh, while I was at the retreat, my hubby sends me a zoomed in picture. He texts me a picture of Ollie and his nails. So I don't trim the dog's nails. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I have the vet do it. And he sends me a picture and he said something like, I'm going to start calling him Talons or something about being a bird. And I was like, ooh, yeah, because they grow really fast and they can't clip them real short. And so when I got home Monday, that's another thing I did. I took a little boy to get his nails trimmed. Yeah, but it's been, but I'm getting back to it. Being October 1st, I'm going to start decorating, I think, for Halloween. Lou wants to. Lou asked me yesterday, she's like, Mom, can we start decorating tomorrow since it's October 1st? I'm like, yeah. So today while I'm off, I'm going to go in the attic and I think I'm going to pull down all the Halloween stuff. I already pulled out the fall stuff, but I put the Halloween stuff back. We're going to pull that out. And then also I am making her a boo basket. A boo basket, I'm sure, I did one. Actually, I think I did a video last year of hers or of one from the dollar store. But this time I grabbed some stuff from work and some other random things, but I'm going to give that to her to hopefully this afternoon. So I've got to make a boo basket. And yeah. Oh, one of my coworkers was so sweet. I worked with her yesterday because I'd been, on vacation for a week, which a lot had happened in the store. We have like 2 new employees. One of them started yesterday. We have a whole new POS system. We're using Shopify now, so it's like a whole learning curve. So yesterday was pretty crazy. But one of the employees who I am really, really close to, she's super sweet. She brought me for my birthday, a belated birthday present. She brought me in a cauldron and it was full of all my favorite things. I had a Starbucks gift card in there and all kinds of good stuff, a Butterfinger. So it was really sweet. So I was unpacking that earlier. But yeah, today I'm just doing laundry, getting caught up on my videos and my shows. Ooh, let's talk about that. I have been watching a Netflix show called Black Rabbit. Is anybody else watching it? With Jason Bateman and Jude Law. I only think I have one more episode to go. Yeah, I'm on the second to the last one and there was like 5 minutes left and I was like, oh, I'm going to savor it. I'm going to wait. I was watching it earlier. So, yeah, let me know if you're watching that. And, what else am I watching? I've been watching, I watch Platonic on Apple TV. I like that show. And there's some other ones on Apple TV that popped up, or on Netflix, some new ones that I just saw recently that I want to watch. I don't remember the names, but I definitely want to check those out. But yeah. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. I've had a dog in my chair this entire time, and I'm sitting like on the very edge of... Well, hello. You probably weren't expecting to see my face. But hello. This is how I looked while I was doing the video. So after I took my phone off the mount, I talked for another 10 minutes, let's just say, after it stopped recording. I didn't know it stopped though. I talked for another 10 minutes. I was sending it to my computer to start editing it. I went downstairs, ate lunch, watched the last episode of Black Rabbit. So now it's over. Wow. Definitely recommend watching it. Watched it and then ate some chicken tortilla soup, came back and I'm like, watching the video, I'm like, wait a second, where's that last bit where I was so heartfelt? I told you how much I loved you guys, I appreciated you, thank you for the, all gone. Gone. I guess my phone was like, I mean, how rude, right? How rude. So I wanted to hop on here and say goodbye, my official goodbye. I can't replicate exactly what it said because it was, again, in the moment. It was so good though. I was like, oh, I mean, it was so good and I was in my feels. But I did want to say thank you to you guys again for, you know, hanging in there with me. And I know I've taken a break, but being back again for the event, with having those commitments was awesome for me because it helped me get back into a routine and it helped me realize how much I missed you guys and how much I want to continue to do this. So, but thank you for hanging in there with me. So that's basically what I was saying in a nutshell, parentheses, all the things, yeah. But don't mind all this, but this is what it is today. But yes, I just wanted to let you guys know to give me a thumbs up because I'm, you know, back to doing videos. Trying to get the algorithm moving again in the right direction. So that definitely helps. And then if you're not subscribed, please do. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. And I'd love to have you. So ring the bell, do all the YouTube things. But yeah, I'll just see you in the next video. Okay. I love you guys very much. And bye.